Hi. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining those of you on Facebook and on YouTube. I mucho appreciate it. Here's the song. It's 1:30 in the evening. It's time to talk 90 Day. And we're gonna have a kiki and talk about the other way. Don't worry about it. You won't be late because we start 5 minutes in. So set the date and set the time. Get ready to melanate. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way, Season 3, Episode... Oh no. Love After Lockup. We're gonna just do that again at 5 minutes in, and it'll be right. Don't worry, it's not 90 Day Fiancé. Maria Mayo, hello, thank you. Hi, Kwanzi. Hi, Jasmine. Hi, Kate. Hi, Mickey. I know. Let's just pretend that Quasi and Mickey are two different people and just like be like, hi, Quasi. Hey, Mickey girl. Hi, Dedria. Hi, Jasmine. Hi, Chantal. Or Chantal had to stop by, but Chantal, when you come back in, replay, gang. Thank you so much. Let's see. Can I pin? What does this do? No, it just puts the user on timeout. All right, so what I'm going to do now is put us on mute. I'm gonna let you guys get your drinks, you know what I'm saying? Get your food, get your waters, because I've got a water here as well. So what I want to do is kind of just pin that I'm not doing super chats, and then if you would like to tip me, if you would like to support the IVF movement, yes, IVF, I said it, girl, because she got some news. Then you can go on ahead and use my PayPal, you can use my Cash App, you can use my Venmo, and all that is down below. You can also do Zelle. So however you want to give it, I'll take it. Thank you so much. Okay, I'll be back. I mean, I'll be here, but I'll just be on mute. You guys go on ahead and talk. Well, no, maybe not. Oh, 1,000 pieces. Having pizza. Mari, hello. Toya from Harlem, hey girl, hey. Ramsterdam, glad you could be with us. Brenda B, thank you so much. Kelly, hello Kelly, I've never seen your face before. Welcome. Tony, hello. Episode 50, girl, yes. I mean, because it never ends. It never ends. Angie made it. Sarah's here. Who else? Tisha's here. JW, which is another Jasmine. So we've got Jasmine, and we got Yasmin. We got a lot of, the Jasmines in the house. Vicky Vale, hello, welcome. Somebody gave me a Cash App, and I need to shout them out because they gave it to me before I was here. Who was it? Kiara Reed. Thank you so much. She was watching the replay. Jessica HM, thank you so much for the tip. And Donna Anderson, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, we're at 3 minutes and 49 seconds. Yep, there we go. Etta. I'm going to try to sing at last, but I want to make the note in my head be the note that comes out of my mouth. At last, my love has come along. Alia, thank you so much for being here. Or maybe Aaliyah. I don't know. I always put like a pseudo Spanish twist on every name. I don't know why. Oh, Joy. JW is Joy. Sorry, Jasmine. Not Joy. I mean, not Joy. Not Jasmine. Joy. Tony. Oh my God, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Tony has done it again. Ow. There we go. Hey guys, it's Wahima. but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of Life After Lockup. This is season 3, episode 50. I don't know the name. We have got a lot to talk about. Leslie's in the house. She finally caught alive, so we're real grateful for her. Jacqueline, thank you so much for that Cash App. As usual, you guys, there is no more super chats on this channel. If you would like to give a tip, if you would like to add to the baby fund, please go ahead and use these mediums down below. You were also able to use Zelle. I added another way you can give to the family. And I support you, and I thank you so much for supporting me. Okay, this was a good episode. I was entertained. I was entertained. And at the end of this, I'm going to ask your opinion about what I should talk about, because tomorrow I'm going to go live and talk about some 90 Day Fiancé gossip. And, just every once in a while, I like to dip my toe into the drama pond, I don't do it normally. Normally, I just like to watch what I see on TV, and that's it. But I want to go live later on today because there's been some stuff going on. But first, let's get into Love After Lockup. And the first couple, just so that we can get them out of their way, because their segment was relatively short. Let's talk about Brittany and Marcelino. If I could find their pictures. Here it is. Hey, girl. Okay, so, another side of Brittany came out. Like a Brittany that we haven't seen since her first season. They're at the house, the halfway house, and they're trying to, and they being Marcelino, Kanan, and her boyfriend, who's 50% hood, 50% gangsta. No, 50% hood, 50% holy, which is what his shirt said. Sip, sip, sip. And they're still trying to get into that house that they put money into and time into and effort into, and Robert is thieving from them because they think that he is on drugs as well. So it's a real interesting situation because Brittany's trying to get in. She's like, Robert, stop being a punk, let us in. And then she tells us that Robert's name's on everything, on the bank, on the lease, on the business. And I said, why? Okay, why? Now, we all know that this is some parts of it is trumped up and made up for production and for TV. But this was an interesting storyline for people who what else do they have to tell us, So Marcelino goes, is something stopping us from going to the back door? And they were like, no, let's get to the back door. So they all go around the side, but they can't get into it because of the gate is being closed. Kanan's boyfriend is really feeling his 50% hood, you know what I'm saying? And he wants to kick that door in and go in and get that furniture. So Kanan all of a sudden goes, I think I have a key. And we're like, bitch, you had a key this whole time? Y'all was just acting for the cameras? So she's like, maybe this one works. She puts it in, unlocks the screen door. So then we're just like, bitch, let's try all the keys, okay? So we get into the house, finally, by using the key. Robert done called the police. Police gets there and is like, listen, this is a civil matter, so we're not going to do anything. However, we're not going to allow you to take anything out of this house that he doesn't say you can take out. So that puts them in a little bit of a bind, but they still managed to film a lot of the house. Okay, they are going in and out that house. Brittany is like, Robert, why don't you want to be a man and just do the things you said you wanted to do? Huh? What's going on? Why aren't you, sticking up and just letting us have the house that we want to have? Look at Marcelino in the background. Look at him peeking. You know what I'm saying? And so these folks are all up in this house, right? I'm sure Kanan can show that she is on the lease. I don't know. It's conflicting, right? Because Brittany's like, Robert's on the lease, yet Kanan is saying she is an owner of the house too. And so when Robert tries to kick Brittany out, Brittany's like, listen, no, I'm not going anywhere because honestly, I am her company. So I guess the law states that if you go and run up in somebody's house that you're allowed to have a guest with you. Not sure. So they're having this back and forth where Brittany is just trying to bait him by telling him he's not a man and he's being a punk and why don't you want to honor your commitments and what you said you were going to do. And so Robert ends up letting them just take the bed frames and some clothes and clothing rack that are in this shed outside or garage, or she says a closet, but I'm like, that's outside, so I don't understand what you mean by closet. So they load up everything they can, but not before they go into every room, don't matter who's sleeping in what bed, bro. Could you imagine that? You're already in a situation where you cannot help yourself and you're a recovering addict, and the place you're staying gets busted open in, and then folks is just knocking on doors, opening doors, taking video recording of furniture and whatnot, and you sleep. This doesn't seem like a healthy situation to me. So I think the idea is that I think what they're thinking is that Robert is either A, trying to do this on his own and just take the benefits of whatever else that everybody put in, or they're all crackheads or drug addicts in that house. And he's not trying to do any of the above. He's just trying to have a place where him and his fellow methamphetamine users are chilling and are able to like have a nice abode while they feed their addiction. Not quite sure. But Brittany and Marcelino take what they can. And next episode looks like a little B&E, if you know what I mean. You know, a B&I? B&E. I just put it. You know, a little B&E. And I'm like, can you B&E in a place that you're leasing? But perhaps you can, because like, I think the reason why the police didn't just let them take everything, even though they had receipts, was that A, was a civil matter. So they really didn't want to like look at receipts to make sure that this, you know, oak 4-poster you know, bed, I don't know the names of beds or the names of furniture, is really the one that she says she has the receipt for. Them. They're not trying to do all that. But I think that they also are going to give rights to Robert and say that because Robert is currently living in this place, irregardless of if he's paying rent or he is the owner or the leaser or whatever, the fact is that he is living in this house. They are not. And they're saying that all this furniture is theirs, but they're not going to figure out how to like, they're not going to do the work, which I don't blame them. Listen, in the line of work that I am in, I don't want to hear any complaints, even though I feel like I'm in a line of work where people just feel like that's where you need to go to complain. So I get it. They don't want to do it. I don't want to force them to do it. So that's really the end of their segment. Girl, I don't know. Someone just said the domestic gordita came into the room. Hey, girl. Hey, hello, welcome. Yeah. So let's move on to the next couple. What's another short couple that we had? Let's go to them because there was nothing that interesting in their segment. Let's talk about Sean and Sarah. Look at Sean and his dumb face. Look at his face. Yeah, well, I don't know, Sarah, because I just feel like you're using me. Even though I'm throwing all my money at you, I still feel like I'm being used. Whatever. You guys don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, okay? Let the algorithm know that you are here, you're watching my channel, and you want other people to come in and watch my channel. Don't worry about it. I got moderators, okay? If anybody crazy comes into the room, the moderators are kick them out. You just do your part by giving the video a thumbs up. Thanks. Okay, so we're talking about Sean and Sarah. So Sean and Sarah. Sean is in his kitchen feeling like he just got off, like he could just say anything he wants to Sarah. He just got off the phone with Kelly telling Kelly he done spent $6K on this girl, hadn't seen her in 2 months, right? So Kelly is like, you over here being stupid, like whatever, best friend. Okay, bye, best friend, right? So they hang up. And then so Sean calls Sarah to be like, this is how I'm feeling right now. I feel like I moved all the way over here and you won't even let me hug you. You won't even let me like love you. I haven't seen you. And every time we try to see each other, you make some excuse so I'm being used. And I'm like, Sean, you know you're being used, right? Don't you know that? Don't you already know the game by now? There's a high probability you're being used, right? So homegirl has just got out of the shower. She's been putting her makeup on and she's just feeling like the ultimatum is coming at her and she doesn't know what she's going to do about it. And so Sean says, well, you know what? You're using me. And so I'm going to give you one last opportunity. So what we're going to do is I'm going to send you the address of where we're going to meet up and the time. And you're either there or you're square. And so she's like, okay. So I'm there. I'm square. Well, I don't, whatever. And she hangs up on him. Right. Then she goes into the kitchen and she has a conversation with her mother. And she says, Sean's really putting pressure on me to see him. And he says that, he's moved out here and he's done all this stuff for me and I haven't made any effort on his part. And she says, but at the same time, I don't think it's fair that he's putting this pressure on me because all I want to do is get my life together and my ducks in my row. And I haven't spent much time with my daughter and I want to dedicate my time to my daughter and to myself. And I'm going through a lot. I feel really bad. I haven't had an opportunity to apologize to the family of the man whose death I had a part in, and there's a lot weighing on me, and I just wish that he had more patience with me and with this entire situation. And though that's why I was staying away from him, and I kind of don't think it's fair, but at the same time I do know what he's talking about. And so her mother is just like, you know what? You do need to do what's right for you. You do. I do see a difference in the type of person that you are, so go on ahead and give us a hug because you're doing well, my dear. You are doing well indeed. Just continue on that path and I will always be there to support you. And so it's a really good moment because we really start to see like what it is that Sarah's trying to do. And I'm very proud of her. I wish that she would spend more time away from Sean because in general, I just believe, and maybe this is me being a little bit of a hater. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. Am I hating or am I an independent woman? You know what I'm saying? Am I a single lady or am I just hating? Because I just feel like maybe 2 months is enough to know yourself, know what you want, and then get into a relationship. But I feel like being in a relationship, at least for me, is going to be a whole lifestyle change. And I'm just as lonely as the next person. But my loneliness will not force me to make stupid decisions. And I hope that her getting with lion ass Sean is not a stupid decision. Simply because she's lonely, So, oh my God, your sushi's arriving. Mickey, go get it. Go get it. Go get it. There you go. Clink, clink, clink. Good. Go. This wine is actually pretty good. It hasn't even gotten its full body. You guys, if you have it, I don't know if it's, Trader Joe's, their wines kind of go in and out. Like you got to get it while it's hot. So this is the Trader Joe's Zinfandel from Amador County, lot 185, 2017. If I were you, I recommend it. I can only have one glass a day because good Lord knows I be getting migraines from this stuff. Jasmine, thank you so much for is this a Venmo? Yeah. Thank you so much for the Venmo, Jasmine. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate it. So guys, go ahead and get this. I'm actually going to put this in my wine app so that I can talk about what it tastes like. Great. I don't know what I just did. I mean, I could do this afterwards, right? Like after I've gone live, but I'm going to do it right now. Okay. So I feel for her. I really do feel for her. And I hope that she isn't just meeting with Sean because she realizes that her cash cow is going to low-key disappear unless she does. Right? We don't want her making a silly decision because he's been giving her money. Oh, Brenda. Brenda is moving back to Italy for work. Ah, what a great reason to move to Italy. Whew. While you're drinking now, did you figure out what the issue was and resolve it? I'm curious. No, here's what it is. I had surgery. I had fibroid surgery. And don't get me wrong, I have had migraines since my fibroid surgery, and it's due to red wine. So that's why I say I can only have one glass, because any more than that, and the next morning I'll wake up with a migraine. But I'm having a one glass, and I'm having lots of water with it, and it's 1:30 p.m. So I have a long time. And if I do feel the migraine coming, I'll take medication. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the flow of blood. I feel like my uterus was taking up a lot of blood in my life. It was storing it and hoarding it and then pushing it out. It was just horrible. So I can now drink like a margarita, like from Applebee's or whatever, and go to sleep and wake up and be fine. I can have a cerveza. It's great. It is great. It's great. Okay, so let's move on. What ends up happening with him afterwards? Oh, okay. So then we don't know. We're on a cliffhanger. We don't know if they're gonna meet. And then bam, they do meet. Okay, she ends up showing up to the spot where he, I guess sent her the email for her or the address for her to go, and they hug, and then she sort of tells him how she's feeling, and but then asks him for money. Basically, it was like, take me tanning, and then you're gonna pay for this meal. And then I was like, I don't know. I just don't want her to give him any fodder at all for him to be the victim in this situation, because he still hasn't told her that he is not 36 and that he has 6 children. Whew. So he really wants to meet her family, okay? Really wants to meet her family. And she's just like, I think you can meet them someday, but not 2 months in, not now. I don't know if, here's the truth. She doesn't know if Sean is her forever person. She is scared of relationships because she's had such bad relationships in the past. They've not been good. And so she just wants to make the right choice, but Sean isn't allowing her the space to make the right choice, to know what to do. 2 months out after doing a 6-year bid is not a long time. And I think he just, really wants to captain her. But the truth is that she got a whole mama and she doesn't need him. So if Sean really wants his scam of finding inmates to love on to work, he's going to have to find someone who doesn't have a family. He can't keep being around people who do have families and then forcing them to like be with him all the time. No. So anyways, next episode we find out that next episode it looks like she confronts him on his age. And I'm like, does he even look 36? Like, girl, do you know what a 36-year-old looks like? Not Sean. Does this person look 36 to you? If so, this person has been drinking and drugging, okay? This person has been on a wild ride. So she's like, take me tanning. Will you take me for a tan? And pay for it? All right. Next couple that we are going to talk about, Brittany and Ray. You guys don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. There's 119 people in this room right now. I have got 2 people giving me likes from Facebook. Thank you for those of you who went to Facebook and gave me likes. Not a person on Facebook is watching. Isn't that crazy? It's like, I don't understand how this works. 123 people are in this room right now. Thank you, those of you who went to Facebook and gave me a thumbs up and then came over here to watch it. I mean, that's the most important thing, and I appreciate you for it. How many thumbs up do I have, you guys? If 127 people are in this room, please tell me. Christiana is allegedly in her 30s. Well, she's had a hard life. She's been through it. I think crack will do that to you. Oh, I think crack will do that to you. Oh, it will. It will. 42 likes? Come now. I can't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. There are 100 people in this room. And only 42 likes? Well, the 42 of you, thank you so much. Thank you to all 42 of you. I absolutely appreciate it. 45. I absolutely appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so these 2. Now they're getting in the car and they're going to take a ride to her parents' house because she wants to force her mother to meet Ray because Ray feels like now is the time. So what they're going to do, she's got a plan. She's like a teenager, Brittany. The way she manages her parents and maneuvers around them is very teenager-like. So what she's going to do is she's going to just show up on their doorstep, keep Ray in the car, go in the house, and tell her mom that Ray is here. So that's what she does. And Mama is not having any of it. She's like, oh, Lord, he's here? No. And so the mom is like, listen, in order for me to accept Ray, he's going to really have to prove to me that he is who he says he is. Okay? And Brittany is like, but he has a job, Mom. I mean, she's like, I can't imagine at the age of 34, however old Brittany is, having this kind of relationship with her mother. Now, I know why. Is because Brittany's not to be trusted because she got into an abusive relationship and didn't tell anybody. And now her family doesn't trust her judgment, right? But she's still 33 or 4 or whatever. At some point, you just got to let people live and be who they're going to be and make your boundaries for them and say, listen, if you're going to continue to make poor choices, that is fine. That is your right. However, this is where my wall comes. If you're going to make poor choices, don't ask me for any money. If you're going to make poor choices, no, you can't come live with me. You're just going to have to suffer the consequences of your behavior. I will not be here to catch you because you are no longer in your 20s. Safety net pulled. Now, unless something crazy happens where you're just like, who could have ever guessed this would have happened? Okay. But no, put up the boundaries. And so mother is putting up her boundaries. She really, really is. And even though I just made it seem like I didn't think she was, now I think about it, I think she is putting up her boundaries by saying, no, I don't want to meet him until he proves to me. And what I'm going to require as proof is kind of crazy. So what it is that she wants this like 3 months or 3 paychecks or something like that before he can see her. She feels like that's going to teach him responsibility. To know that she isn't going to accept him until he can prove that he is the man he says he is. So he can prove it. And the way I judge the proof is by seeing him working for 3 months solid. And then on top of that, getting a second job if need be. Because her mother did not raise her to take care of no man. She raised her to take care of herself. And 3 months after doing a 4-year bid is a perfect way to earn his way back into society, aka her, into her world and her house. Okay. So an hour later, Brittany leaves and goes into the car and she's like, hey babe, we can go now. My mom wants you to have 3 paychecks before she'll meet you. If I were Ray, I would have been like, what? 3 paychecks? Does your mother know why I was in prison? I was in prison because I was an addict and I made poor decisions as an addict. Ray wasn't out there just robbing niggas and killing folk. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ray had an actual problem. I think there needs to be some kind of something from the mother, at least to meet him. The man's outside, right? Meet him, come in. Hey, Ray, I'm uncomfortable having this conversation with you. In fact, my daughter just sprung it up on me and I'm annoyed with her. But I didn't want to be rude and have you sitting outside. Here's what I need from you, because I don't trust you, is I need you to remain employed for at least 6 months. And I need you to start helping my daughter out with the house stuff. And when I see that, then I will feel comfortable getting to know you, because I don't want to get to know you and then have you break all of our hearts. Okay? So thank you so much for coming by. You taking the time out of your day and really kind of forcing my daughter to come and see me does show me something. Because Brittany says that you wanted to meet me. And so I honestly do appreciate that. And even though I didn't want to do this, I do appreciate your effort in that. But until you show me what I need to see, there's going to be a wall. There's going to be a boundary set. It's not your fault. It's just a situation. So go and be well. Okay, Brittany? Okay, y'all ready to go? Great. That's what you do. Why that didn't happen, I don't know. Why, I don't know. Why is this way she's going about it the most effective way? To me, it isn't. So that's just the way I think about it. Now, they get into the car. They get back to the house. And Brittany all of a sudden switches gears. You know, she pivots. And she's like, hey, babe. So My body is ovulating and I would like to have sex because I'm running out of time. Now, she's got some big secret that she hasn't told anybody. We don't know what it is yet. Maybe it has something to do with her uterus. Not sure. But she is like, today is the day when the egg is here. And we have got to have sex today. We've been having unprotected sex for the last 2 months and nothing has happened. So I'm starting to get worried. And I thought to myself, then go to the doctor and figure out what's wrong. He says that he's not a sperm donor and that he's feeling some type of way after being at her mother's house and sitting outside for an hour and the mother refusing to see him. Makes him feel like your mother thinks I'm not good enough for you. And I said to myself, yeah, that's exactly what she feels like. You did not think that that was going to happen? You thought, oh, you don't understand that your 4 years in prison has put a taint on you? Of course this woman doesn't think you're good enough for her daughter. What? It's like, he's like, oh, all of my other exes, they love me. The mothers loved me. And I'm like, yeah, where'd that get them? Nowhere, because you went to jail. Like, what are you talking about? So, oh, man. Summer Dragonfly says nothing wrong with being a single mom, but she makes it sound like it's something so awful and stigmatizing. Girl, this isn't the 40s or the 50s. That's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. And that is what I'm saying. Moonchild says, I think her secret is she got pregnant with her ex. Oh! Rashawn says, wait a minute. Why are they so worried about his job and not their daughter being safe in his presence? I don't know. I feel like Brittany in her desperation is going to end up exactly how she doesn't want to be, perceived by others as a single mother. I believe that as well. I mean, at some point, to me, she's just rude. Like, she keeps saying it over and over again. And I'm just like, girl, there are those of us who this is where their life has taken them. They will be a single mother at 40. So, like, you were really judgy McJudgerson, but I think I do it too. Like, I make comments about people here who are on drugs and whatnot, and there are people who watch me who do suffer from addiction, and I'm over here like, so I get it. It happens. I'm feeling some sort of way about it, but I get it. That's not her reality. That's not her story. That's not what she wants. I feel you. But sometimes it just is what it is. So now she says, I'm scared there could be something wrong. And I said, then girl, go get your AMH tested so that you know. What if I was like, and you guys, this episode is sponsored by Modern Fertility, where you can pay only $159 to get all of your fertility questions answered. It's not, but she can do Modern Fertility, girl. I did it. Then I just end up going to the doctor and getting some even worse news. But my AMH has gone up. It was at 0.66, which is low for my age. The doctors told me I had the ovaries of a 45-year-old. That's a great thing to hear, isn't that? So awesome. So awesome. All right, so we wait next episode to see whatever it is her secret is, girl. I truly do not care, but you know, we have to care for this show. All right, next couple that we are going to talk about. These fools. So we've got unemployed, larceny, welder, unemployed, distribution of heroin, and probably also doing heroin. Girl. So I'm starting to see another side of Nicole that I never thought I would see. A side that isn't such a piece of user garbage. So, you know, last episode, they decided to meet up, right? So Dante's like, okay, I would like to hear what she has to say because the last time I didn't hear what my ex had to say, she died on me. So I'm going to I'm going to allow this. So we got the first shot and we see him waiting wherever it is that he's waiting and the word love with like shamrocks. And so I'm like, is this March? What year? What time is this? What season is this? Okay. So he's waiting. They've got a wonderful aerial shot of him. And then Nicole walks up He hasn't seen her in months, and she is currently off of probation. She gets dropped off by an Uber and Tia to meet him. And so she is getting nervous because Nicole says there is a difference being on the phone asking him for money and then being in person, looking him in his face after she knows what she did to him and asking him for money. And so he says, "Why am I here? Nicole, why am I here, Nicole? So you the one that really needs to be talking because I don't know why I'm here." And she's like, "Well, I don't really know why I'm here because you agreed to meet me and I just wanted to talk to you. So it's not like I forced you to come here." And he's like, "Okay, I'm here, Nicole. So what you got to say?" And then she's like, "Well, I'm excuse me right now because I'm just getting really anxious. I'm getting anxiety. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. I'll be right back." And then he's like, "Oh my God, look how much weight she's lost. She looks like a shell of a person. What is going on? What is going on? Look at her. Look how much weight she lost. I feel like I just left Nicole and, turned my back on her. And Tia got her over here looking skeletal and stuff. Like, I let her down. I really feel like I let her down. I should have fought for her, but I let her down." And so then finally Nicole is feeling better. She comes back over him and she's like, "I just want you to know that, I feel really bad for what happened. And I had COVID twice and I have a lot of anxiety. I didn't mean to do this. Like, I didn't plan this. Like, you was my best friend. Like, I could talk to you about anything when we was in prison. And I didn't mean to just like be a piece of shit like this. Like, this wasn't my intentions, because you was really good to me and I miss you and I have a lot of love for you. And I just want to know what you're feeling. You know what I'm saying?" And he's like, "Okay, Nicole." And then she's like, "Yeah, because like, I just want you to, like, how have you been? Like, have you considered the three-way relationship like I talked about it?" And then he's like, "Well, every guy would love to be in a relationship with two women because there's enough D to go around." And I said to myself, Dante, Tia don't want that. Like, you looking at little Justin Bieber, Machine Gun Kelly, as you will call her. She ain't looking for that. What are you talking about, sir? What are you talking about? Like, for real, for real. There's enough D to go around. It's gross. I'm not here for that comment, but whatever. And then she's like, "Well, I'm not lying or anything because Tia knows I'm here." And then he's like, "Tia did something to Nicole, so I need to protect her." And then she's like, "Can you give me a ride home?" And he's like, and she's like, "Because I'll walk." And he's like, "Well, damn well I'm not about to let you walk." And she's like, "I know." "I know." So then they get into the car. And she says, "This feels just like normal. This feels like how it should be, how it ought to be." Okay. And I do really feel bad with the way I've treated him. And it does feel wrong right now to ask him for some money, even though I need it. Me and Tia need the money, but I'm not gonna ask him for no money. And they get in the car and she's like, "I really like your chain." And he's like, "Oh yeah, you like my chain." Meanwhile, she got her own chain on. And he's like, "Well, I will give it to you, but you got, somebody else." And I was just like, she was like, "You can still give it to me." And then he's like, "So how you doing, like, financially?" And she's like, "Well, I'm broke. Like, I don't have any money, but and Tia doesn't have any money and it's hard and I'm trying to get a job." And then he's like, "Oh, okay." And so he's expecting her low-key to ask him for some money. And so he's like, when she came out of prison, I gave her thousands of dollars. So she says that she's blown through it. And I said, like, if they haven't talked to each other in 4 months and he gave her a raggedy 3K, which, listen, at the time it wasn't raggedy, but I'm saying, like, 4 months, 3K, how easy is it to spend 3K in 4 months? So easy. So really the truth is that Tia need to go get herself a job. Maybe she doesn't know how to do anything else. Maybe she doesn't have a skill set besides drug dealing, but she need to go get her a job. Oh, they're both convicts, so never mind. I understand why they both can't have a job. I get it. I forgot. So Dante is really taken aback of how skinny she is, okay? He really does feel like, Tia's not taking care of her. And so they both admit that they miss each other. And he says, how are you doing financially? She says, I'm broke. It's been hard. I can't pay for anything. And then she's like, I really want you to think about the poly relationship. And he's like, okay, Nicole. And she's just like, just think about it because, I really do like you and I like Tia and I don't want to mess anything up, but, it is what it is. And he's like, well, do you need any money? And she's like, no, I'm not going to take any money from you, Dante. I was just really nice talking to you, so that's fine. And he's like, she don't want no money. I mean, listen, come on, Nicole, for the long con. You know what I'm saying? She's not going to take money from him right now, even if he offers it, because then that just proves how much she is just there because she likes him, not for the money. So in the long run, she's going to end up getting money from him. She says, it wouldn't be right for me to take money from you. And so she did it. She gets out of the car. And that's the end of the segment. He's like, man, this is weird. This is weird. I say, you're right. It is weird. Ugh, crazy. What are you guys talking about? Tia's supplying her own drugs. That's the only drug she's dealing because she'd have money if she was good with it and didn't have to pump out Nicole. Pump out Nicole. Oof. Summer says, oh my God, no, he's totally settling if he becomes part of that polyamorous relationship. He doesn't want that. Tia doesn't want his stuff, maybe just his money. So what a polyamorous relationship is, as I understand it to be from when I've talked to people or watched videos of people who are poly. Poly doesn't mean a throuple. What poly means is that if you are a polyamorous person, then you are a person who is in a relationship with two separate people, and those two do not come together. Usually. Now, I've heard of polyamorous relationships where all three of them live together, but those two people, they don't interact. They might be friends, but y'all are not one group couple. This person is with this person. This person is with this person, and there's certain boundaries that get set up so that these two people don't ever feel like they're vying for this person's attention. So that's how that works. And if either of these people want to date somebody else, they can. But there's no orgies. There's no we're both their husbands. There's none of that. It's not like it's the Playboy Mansion situation where Hugh had 3 girlfriends. Well, no, it is that. He has 3 girlfriends, but they don't be messing with each other. And they don't get together all together. So that's what that is. What did midwife say? People are laughing at midwife. Midwife? Here's midwife. Side note. Nicole had COVID twice. Nobody's wearing a mask. She's putting his life at risk. Oh, absolutely. But she wasn't with him. So she was just in the streets getting COVID. So there is that. Polyamory has definite rules and such. Put my mind at ease. Pretty please. So that's where that ends. Nicole was trying to sell it to him as poly, but it wouldn't be. I mean, it would be because Tia and what's her face are not doing anything. Tia and what's his name? Deontay wouldn't be doing anything. Nicole and Tia have a better odds with Stan than Tia can strap. Oh. Yeah. I mean, if Stan wants to take it, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. That is a good point. Good point. Daphne says, does anybody have Dante's number? I need some money. Woo! That's hilarious. Okay, let's get to our last couple. So the last couple that we are going to talk about on today, and this was a pretty good segment, are going to be Shane and Lacey. But first, you guys, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Please thumbs this video up and share it on any social media platform that you deem fit. Okay, so these two are in the car and they are on their way to the gym, okay? And Shane is like, I don't really know why Lacey came to the gym with me because she's all beautified and dressed up, got her makeup on and her hair done. And he's right. Lacey's like, I'm on camera. Also, I don't work out, okay? If I have fat, I just get it sucked out. Thank you. I don't work out. Shame, I don't work out. So he's like, okay, Lacey, if you're going to work with me, you got to stop smoking. And she's got her vape pen. And so then they get to the spot and he says, he says hello to the receptionist. She says, nice to meet you to Lacey. And Lacey's already got her hackles up because she's already feeling some type of way. She's like, there's too many women in here for him to be coming here as much as he does and putting on cologne and ish to come in here and work out. And so a girl comes over and is just like, hey, I mean, she's mic'd up. So we know that the producers are well aware of the situation. So he at first is showing Lacey how to do some push-ups how to lift weights. And he's like, see, you go up and then you come down. And she looks at him and she's like, well, I'm going to go get on the treadmill or the bike or whatever. So she's got her black J's on and she gets on the bike and she's a pedaling away. And then this heifer comes over to talk to her husband and is like, hello. And then the girl's like, hey. So yeah, how are you doing? You look good. And he's like, you look good too. You've been working out, I can tell. And she's like, yeah. She's like, I'll text you. And meanwhile, we got this situation where Lacey's on the bike looking at this hoe. Like, who is you talking to? Is you talking to my husband right now? And not at any point does Sean say, oh, look, here's my wife. There's my wife. There she go. That woman in the purple with the whole eggplant suit. That's my wife. Sydney. That's my wife. No, we just got Sydney up here cheesing and homegirl is not having it, okay? So as soon as Sydney leaves and they're done having their conversations, she walks over to him. Girl, Lacey wasn't having it. And she just said to him, who is that? Is she the reason that you're not fucking me? And she leaves. She's like, well, maybe Sydney will give you a ride home. And then they get to the car. And Lacey's like, you didn't even tell me about her. I didn't even know that this girl existed until I saw your text messages. And he's like, what are you looking at my text messages for? Why are you going through my phone? And she's like, because you cheated on me before. And you didn't tell me about this. And did you think it'd be okay? Do you think I'd be okay about this? Because I know you know I wouldn't have. So maybe that's why you didn't tell me. And he's like, what do I have to tell you everything that's happening in my life for? And she's like, because I don't trust you. And then he says, I'm so sick of this. We're not dating. We're not engaged. We're married. I have a baby with you. And she's like, exactly. So what the fuck are you doing here? And he's like, Lacey, do I need a lie detector? And I swear, I'll get a lie detector. And she's like, okay. And then afterwards, he's like, I don't even know. I wasn't serious about the lie detector, even though he definitely said he was dead serious about it. So I do see where Lacey's coming from. Even though this is all made up and it was great for the cameras, I felt it. I felt every moment of it. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him looking at her. And she's over here like, what the fuck was that? She's like, I'm trying to not get loud in here with you because you brought me to a public place. But who is that? And he's like, what are you talking about? Great. It was great. It was great. It was great. All right, so She says that she knows that Shane's going to be mad to find out that she's actually still been talking to John, but whatever. She doesn't trust Shane. She doesn't know what's going on. They're not having sex. And meanwhile, we just all know that he is in a depression and he hasn't been feeling like himself. But like the truth is then stay your ass home. I don't think he's working either. So there's a lot going on. Myra says, I don't know if I'm going for this storyline with Lacey. I don't know. I don't think it's true either. Lacey's arms bother me. Sorry, not sorry. They don't go with the rest of her body. I don't know what her arms look like. That focal fry. Oh, it's so true. I don't understand. Shane, Sean, my dad. Because you know I wouldn't have. So maybe that's why you didn't tell me. Because I don't trust you. All right, you guys. That is the end of this episode. I want to thank you guys so much for following me, for watching me, for supporting me, for giving to my Cash App or my Venmo or my Zelle or my PayPal. I appreciate it. So as promised, at the end, I was going to give you guys a little update. I should just do it on my other channel. And I will eventually, but I would like to keep you guys abreast. So, found out that I have to do IVF. My AMH is low. It is no longer 0.66. It actually went up to 1.06, but that's still low. I still have the ovaries of like a 42 to 45-year-old. And so because of that, artificial insemination, the chances of me actually getting pregnant via that is less than 8%. So I have to get IVF. Now, doctor was like, you have to get IVF. Here are some clinics. Good luck. And I was like, tut. Wait a minute. Why aren't you going to do it? And she's like, oh, Kaiser doesn't cover that. We don't do that. And I was like, oh, shoot, Kaiser doesn't? So I had to call my benefits center for my job and see if there's any other options for me. And yes, there are. There's a whole other option for me. There is a insurance company or some kind of company called Progeny that 100% does help out with IVF, and realize that it's not like it's, you know, because sometimes these issues, they're saying, oh, you are not able to have children. That is a personal problem. Like that is not a curable or treatable problem. Not curable, but that's not a problem that we are going to pay for or handle, because it's a choice at this point. So Progeny is only with either Aetna or Blue Cross. So that means that I have to switch from Kaiser to Aetna or Blue Cross in order to have Progeny as an option for me. So I've been doing a lot of research into it, and I called this lady from Progeny, and she was giving me all the deets. It was so interesting to talk to somebody who worked for an insurance company who knew exactly like all the things that comes along with IVF and artificial insemination. So it was like talking to somebody who knew the assignment. You know, because sometimes you call people and they can only give you the information based on what's in front of them. But this is somebody who's like, no, we're a specific company that manages this thing, and we know a lot about this thing, and all our representatives will know so much about this thing. So they broke it all down for me and explained to me my deductible and my copay, which, coming from Kaiser, it feels like daunting to have a deductible or a copay. I mean, I always had like a copay, right? But like a deductible is a whole other thing that I've never really had to deal with. But the fact that this procedure by itself, no help, no lube, no spit, is $20K. The fact that they're like, oh, you need to pay a certain amount up front, like out of that $20K, for example, and these are not the real numbers, I need to pay $5,000 before the insurance will come in and start helping me. I'm like, $5,000? When in my mind I was going to spend 20? Yes, I will spend $5,000 up front for you to pay for the remaining 15, or at least 90% of the remaining 15. And I was just like, I'm in. So it's a different frame of mind. And then there's like an HSA, which is like a health savings account that I'm going to dip into, because my job will put money into it as well as me putting in money into it. And it's like managed by Fidelity. So the money can go up. It's a savings account that is attached to like the stock market or whatever, just like your 401k or a Roth IRA or whatever. So you put the money in there and it makes money, and you use that money towards any health issues that you might have. And I was like, oh, huh. And if you leave the company, the money is yours. So like it's a health savings 401k, kind of the way I'm thinking of it. So anyways, there's that. That is just a little bit of information for you on what's happening with me. So eventually I'll talk about it. But these shows have got me, butt balls. Okay, so that is the end of this video. I am going to go live in about another hour and a half. What time is it? It is 2:30, so I'll probably go live at like 4. And I want to talk about say what. I want to do some say whats, and give you guys some updates on what's happening in the world. Aw, Brenda. It never tells me until I actually check my account. I don't have Zelle as like an app. I have it linked to my bank account. Thank you, Brenda. I really do appreciate it. I'm gonna transfer this over right now so I don't have any. so I don't try to spend it. Let's go ahead and transfer that out of that account. It's so weird too with Zelle, because like when other people send me money via Zelle, it goes straight to my Bank of America account. And then when some other people send me money, it goes straight to my other account. So I'm like, how do you tell with Zelle? But anyways, I'm gonna transfer this out of my life so that I don't touch it, because she likes to buy things on Amazon. So there. Let's put it in the savings and transfer. Great. So thank you so much, Brenda, for that. I absolutely appreciate it 100%. When anybody does Zelle me, I'm always like, let's get this out of this account so that I don't use it. Okay. So yeah. What the wah? What? What the wah? What does that mean? I think it depends on saying this. Ricardo? Hello. Never seen your name before. Hello. All right, you guys. No. To tell you what I'm super into, I'll say that for what's say what. All right. Bye. You guys have a fantastic day. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. And join me in an hour and a half at 4 p.m. PST if you're interested for Say What with Wah. No, Chris. Bye.